Okay, welcome everyone. I'm Alfred Lamont Weber, and I'm here with two extraordinary pioneers in the future with a scientist Chris Burris, who developed the technology for the manufacture of an extraordinary uh, uh, supplement, a superfood that has taken fullerenes, named after my colleague, the late Buckminster Fuller, uh, uh, after whom carbon 60 was named, and has developed carbon 60 that is now safe for human consumption. And Patty Greer, who is the chief executive officer of the company now that's been in existence, I think, for 26 years, if I get all those numbers right, that is providing uh, the bulk of the only top level fullerene carbon 60 in the world. So I want to welcome you both. This is such an extraordinary miracle in the health field that it's hard to, every month when we get together say, yeah, these are miracles that are being sold today, because you're riding the surf of the future. And so that's something to come up with. So do you have any extraordinary developments that you'd like to talk about?
Let me just first get started. We're so happy to be back. And we know you had checked out for a little bit, so happy to be on a show with you. And I'm the scientist here, so I get a little uncomfortable with miracle. I'm not convinced that that's an inappropriate word description, but I do gets me a little uncomfortable. I think you look at the perfect carbon atom is a good description, right? And yeah, I think the anecdotal testimonials that we're getting are nothing short than miraculous. But that's kind of different than where I would have a comfort level of saying that the molecule's miraculous. More importantly, we're glad to be back connected with you, Alfred.
Oh, well, thank you. And I was so excited by being back with you again that I used a superlative that normally you hear in church.
Yeah, exactly.
So, do you have some words of introduction? Or?
Yeah. So what I can share, I actually go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
What I can share is I was just at a biohacking conference this last week, and I think a lot of people still have not heard the phrase biohacking. Biohacking is really the optimization of human health and longevity through whatever means are available. And so one of the most popular biohacks right now is saunas. There's a study, I can't remember if it's out of one of Norway or up in that area. I really should spend some more time getting that. But that study shows that about 20 to 30 minutes of sauna use, right? So that's hot sauna use, 3 to 4 times a week reduces all-cause mortality by 50%.
What?
Yes. So go get a sauna. I'm working on getting access to a sauna, daily access to a sauna. And so that's amazing. And that would fit perfectly in this kind of mantra of, or the industry of biohacking, because who wouldn't want to reduce their all-cause mortality chances by 50%? I think it's actually 48, but by 48 to 50%. That's an amazing number. You think about, the studies that are out there and how people and how studies that publish and do research on longevity, what kind of longevity are they looking for? And they're usually looking in the 10, maybe 30% range. And you kind of compare that to the ESS60 molecule, right? That molecule discovered in 85, the 3 professors who discovered it won the Nobel Prize in 96, and it's shown to have a 60% extension of life in test subjects. In this case, it was Wistar rats. That's the single longest longevity experimental result in history on mammals. It's amazing. And so it was good to walk around this conference, see other people who are looking at longevity. They're not looking at nearly the longevity that we're looking at. And yet still people are excited about, a 10% or a 30%. And we regularly talk about a 90%. So that's kind of what I have to share. That's new.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, I have a testimonial that I'd like to read. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I'm an author, but would that be okay? I mean,
Please, yes.
to kind of put it on
Absolutely.
on the record.
We would love to hear it.
Yeah, and then you can bring us up to date, and we can show here the various products that are available to us. But and I have an FDA disclaimer at the end of my testimonial.
Okay.
So it's all, I'm testifying in the court of regulatory appropriateness. So here we go. So I can say, quote, I can testify that a daily use of 1 teaspoon of C60 Evo ESS60 has increased my mental focus and IQ intelligence quotient, resulted in a marked increase in my professional output, including an award-winning novel and a breakthrough nonfiction treatise that for a while was #1 on Amazon in the physics of time. Now that's something of an accomplishment.
That's awesome.
And I can recommend ESS60 as a brain booster, superfood brain supplement that increases IQ. This is my opinion. Now, I do have a degree as a psychotherapist from the University of Texas, so that's some objectivity in case the FDA comes hunting. That increases IQ, memory, and focus for rapid self-improvement in this challenging environment. Note, my statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, and the ESS60 is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So that's kind of in my bailiwick. And I must say, you alluded, Chris, to my being out for a couple of months. That was due to the fact that on the 6th of May, the coronation date of King Charles III, who some eminent authors who I have interviewed believe is the Antichrist. That's just opinion. I was hit by something that some people believe was a bioweapon, and I was out for three weeks. I mean, in bed, and I took a lot of natural remedies, but it was my daily C60. I think the power and the strength that gave me, that saw me through, and kept me with a lot of mental focus. And so that in May, and we're now toward the end of June, and I believe that I looked up these statistics, and over 9 million people have died from this particular bioweapon. So I'm just saying that that's something that occurred to me, and that I'm informally adding to my testimonial here.
Well, along with your testimonial is something you don't have to say. Anybody looking at a picture of you 4 years ago will see a guy with short hair who almost looked his age. And now at 80, you've got hair down your back. You look like you just
81.
81. Your hair is so amazing. And somebody actually commented on one of our shows that we did recently, and bear with me, whoever you are, you were just jealous. He said, "Oh, you claim that Alfred's hair grew because of C60 Evo." And I was like, you know what? Take a look at photos of him, 3, 4 years ago. That's some pretty impressive growth at 81, at 80, at 79. And interestingly enough, our most recent product, the last thing we created in our lab, which is a Patriot lab in Houston, Texas, is a hair serum. And it's the opposite of what you have going, because you just take the interior on a spoon. You take the C60 Evo olive oil daily, or the caps. I don't think you've used the hair product, have you?
No, I don't.
Don't need it. Well, so the one on the right is, we have two new 2-part peptide serums, and they have 2 bottles rather than 1, because they're very individual products that need to be freshly activated right before you apply it. And it makes it, I think, even more potent when you do something so fresh. But one is oil based, one is water based, and you can't mix them unless you use chemicals. And we're being really good to our clientele by not putting in a bunch of emulsifiers and different things that we would have to use. So instead, the guys at the lab, thank you, came up with separate bottles where you do 2 squirts of the lotion in your palm, and then you do 4 drops. It all comes with instructions of the oil. So one has this incredible peptide, UTH29, that has 30 years of research proving that it's great for skin and hair. So the guys at the lab tested it with the combination of ESS60 and oil, freshly activating your palm. And what we learned is that if you massage and scratch your head a little, not you, Alfred, you don't need it, but like balding people and people that lost a lot of hair with this last 3 years of the flu thing. I used it because all of a sudden my drain in my shower, I was like, what? And it was after I got the flu thing. I'd never lost hair in my life. And I was like, ugh, pile, throw in the trash and in my brush. So I called the lab and they were already on it. So scratch a little, rub a little, and then apply this amazing freshly activated serum. It took me 3 weeks. I haven't lost hardly any hair since. Now I'm back to big hair, and it doesn't fall out. So it was short-lived, and I think it had a lot to do with these 2 incredible molecules. Then the facial serum is another version of ways that ESS60 is incredible for your skin. And we mixed it with the UTH29 again. So you activate in your palm, put it on your face. But I am finding that when I've got scabby or scaly anything, by morning it's gone. Like, that stuff really works fast. And we have another serum for the face that was our first product other than the oils, and it's the ESS60, the C60 Evo Advanced Facial Serum. It smells like rosemary, and it's got a base of chia seed oil. Mind-boggling quickness. Again, softer, smoother skin. First night you use it, you wake up in the morning, and I have gotten so many phone calls from friends like, wait, what? Yep, it works that quickly. Now, I'm not saying it'll work for other people. We're not allowed to because, of course, we're not allowed to. But truthfully, on me, boy, I've had wonderful results. And I do, not Chris, he's a scientist, I'm a woo-woo. I do call it a miracle molecule because I believe, like Alfred, that it saved my life. I feel like I watched an entire field of ufology pass away in a short period of time. I got hit with some kind of weird weapon, and I don't think I was meant to make it, but I started taking a lot of this ESS60, C60 Evo. And it took a while for me and Chris to meet, but I was doing his products, that were wherever I could find it available. And then we became quick partners. And now we have, without a doubt, the broadest product line of products that you can use C60 Evo for your hair, your skin, your lips. We even have lip balms that are marvelous. And 3 flavors of oil, capsules for people that travel. And it's of the potent oil, the olive oil. And you get a month's worth in every bottle, depending if you want a lot or a little. You would buy a 4-ounce or an 8-ounce bottle of the edible oil. And it's not about body size. I take a tablespoon every day. There's a lot of big men that take a teaspoon. So it's up to what you resonate with when you try it. But your first time you take the Evo in the morning, if you don't have a surprise of a lot more energy, I'll be surprised. And the nice thing is it lasts all day long. Like people are like, it doesn't wear out like coffee, and it doesn't get edgy buzzy like coffee. But there's 3 different levels of strength with the 3 oils. The olive oil has zero point 0.8 to 0.86 milligrams per milliliter. Our avocado oil has 0.6 milligrams per milliliter. And the coconut MCT oil is really incredible, delicious in morning coffee. It's half as strong as the olive oil. So you can either do twice as much or have a more gentle buzz. A lot of people really enjoy a gentle buzz in the morning. Chris will, at the same time while the coffee's going, hit a teaspoon and a half of the olive oil for a big boost. And
Actually, that's a good idea. I think I'm going to do that right now. Today has been a long, mentally taxing day. I'm going to need a new bottle here soon.
You want some of mine?
That would be another magic trick. That would be another miracle.
It would be a miracle. Right. Well, the funny thing was, this guy was like really going after Alfred's hair growth. And he was like, nobody's hair grows that fast. And all I said was, look at the evidence. You're a lawyer. I'm a documentarian. Look at the evidence. Just look at the photos, because I've never seen hair growth like yours. It really is impressive at your age. The amount of novels you've put out, books at 80. You put out 5 last year. I mean, I brag about you. He's 80. He takes C60 Evo. He wrote 5 books last year. Now you think they were little coffee table 20 pagers. No, the first one was what, 800?
You mean pages long?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yes, about that in that range. And I just put out I just put out a new book that EIN Presswire just approved a nationwide press release on it just last night. And so there are a series of 3 books that have been put out that was authorized just last night, today being June 28th. So there's a brand new series of books that are going out last night. And I just released this new book within the last 3 days.
Wow.
And we have in the press release, there's an extraordinary interview with me by the great granddaughter of President Dwight Eisenhower, Laura Eisenhower, interviewed me on the book. And as part of the interview, we played excerpts from Dwight Eisenhower's military industrial complex speech. It's sort of his farewell to the nation. So this is quite a thing, and all of that has been approved, and it's now going out. I just got the press reports before going on the air, and it's going out to all the services, wire services, and everything. And I'm fueled by rocket fuel. So that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm up to.
It turns out the molecule can actually be used in rocket fuel.
Sorry?
Yeah, it turns out the molecule can actually be used in rocket fuel.
Oh yeah, yeah. So in my kind of simple way, I remember seeing that C60 is used to make better tires, better automobiles, better bumpers and stuff, and you can also make better human beings with it. And that's just a simple way of looking at it. And I know that is not you're going to come up with the FDA.
Well, no. As long as you use the processed for human consumption ESS60, the C60s for industrial applications.
Right. But myself, with my identity as a futurist, just think of that thought. I mean, just take sort of a Zen moment and think of the fact that, okay, we're using ESS60, which is safe for human consumption. Okay, but here we have, let's say that we have one batch of C60, which is regular. It says, we're using this to make better tires and better batteries. And in this batch, ESS60, we're using this to make better human beings. I mean, just meditate on that thought, and it boggles the mind. It's the sort of thought that we futurists love. And so could you have a company motto on your product to say, we make better human beings? I'm just tossing that out as sort of a topic for conversation. Patty,
I think that's pretty cool. Or we could do we make everything better.
We make everything better. Yeah. No, really, I can't. It's like, the person who there's a cartoon, the classical cartoon of the person on the street corner who's running around saying, "The end is near." Well, we're sitting around, in these panels saying, "The beginning is here."
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
And it is now about solutions. We're all three of us doing a lot of shows. We're getting out, talking to a lot of people. And what we want to do is keep the faith. We want to keep people positive, optimistic. And even though I just did a show with Penny Kelly on crop circles and plasma physics and heavy duty science, I kept bringing up the bottle because all of us take it. And it's so funny. I've got a reversed screen, so I pull it over there. It goes the wrong way.
Right.
It's opposite.
It's a challenge on StreamYard.
So anyway, Penny and I both take this, but she's had incredible results like you have. Her first thing after writing 10 books, she's just brilliant. She said, "I've only got one problem with your olive oil, ESS60. I keep losing my reading glasses because I don't need them anymore." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she said, "I can't see with them on, and I take them off and I can read without them. So I keep leaving them around the house, but autopilot, you always grab your glasses when you sit down to read something." So that was a great testimonial, in my opinion. We've heard a lot of people comment that their eyesight or eye issues have minimized, eyesight is improved. Yeah, you too.
Yeah,
You
I'd like to add my specific testimonial, and I can
please.
provide it in writing. And I was telling a colleague of mine about it just about a week ago, and that is that on July 30th, 2016, I suffered the loss of direct vision in my right eye. This is my right eye, even though it appears like left in the thing that we're looking here. And I had to enroll in the Canadian National Institute for the Blind, CNIB. And I was issued a white cane, and I used to go around Vancouver, get on the buses with my white cane, and I enrolled in their course, Vision Odyssey. I learned how to see again, and through my use of C60 Evo Fullerenes, I now have gained full stereoscopic vision, and the physicians told me, "Oh, there's no way to repair this." Okay, are you listening, FDA? And I've got full stereoscopic vision now. So that is a testimonial that has defied the vision doctors in Vancouver, British Columbia, and is a direct a direct testimonial that I have experienced. Okay, from July 30th, 2016 to June 28th, 2023.
Nice.
So that's amazing, and I'll send it to you in writing.
Great. Well, Chris is working on new papers for updating the science, and maybe you'd like to hear about that since you are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're still pursuing, and I don't know if I've shared this with you yet, Alfred. We're about to publish a standardized toxicity study. Of course, it's non-toxic. Nobody's surprised by that. But no other organization on the planet has stepped up and paid for these standardized toxicity studies. So these are the studies necessary if you are trying to get a medicine into a trial, if you're trying to do any sort of human consumption processes, you've got to get these studies done. We're actually going through those studies. No other organization, certainly, people in the C60 industrial C60 industry aren't pursuing this, and we are. And in fact, 2 of the 4 studies that we're currently targeting have been done, and we're in the process of publishing them. And we're really excited because we're going to publish them with Dr. Fathi Musa. Dr. Fathi Musa was the lead scientist on the original Paris University rat study, where the test subjects, really given the C60 Evo formula, lived 90% longer than the control group. So we're working with that original professor. In fact, about 4 months ago now, he came out and said, "Hey, I did the study 12 years ago. It's pretty amazing. And nobody's come out and done any standardized tests." And I was like, "Hey, Dr. Musa, we've already done them. We've already got the data. Would you be interested in publishing that data with us?" And to which he responded a resounding yes. And, we put together the paper, and we're actually shopping it around to different publications right now. So pretty exciting times.
It's a futurist way to look at it. It's looking into the future. And I feel like of all the C60 companies, there's C60 over there and there's ESS60 here. And Chris and Robert's lab, they've been in business now 32 years. And
32 years.
32,
Wow.
yeah, look at him. He looks good for 70. So
not 70.
Oh,
early 50s. So I'm teasing. But 32 years is for real. They created the reactor machine in college and have been working at it ever since. But all those years, they were selling industrial grade C60, which is nowhere near as clean as the ESS60 for humans. Thus, the difference. And Chris trained me with he put a shock collar on me. And every time I said C60, I get like the doggy shock collar. I'm kidding. But he'd say, put a quarter in the cuss box because we don't say C60 unless we're selling industrial grade for tires, solar cells, batteries, and all that, which they still sell, and great versions of it. But we don't sell that for humans. Unfortunately, some companies do. And we don't name them. We just say, please be careful where you're getting your C60 products because it may not be safe for humans. And making it easy on yourself without having to ask questions, you could just shop at C60 Evo and get the ESS60. We're the only lab in the world that invented the process and registered and trademarked ESS60 because it is the purest C60 available, and the lab makes it specifically for those of us that are humans and pets, not for batteries and solar cells. That's a cheaper C60 that you don't want to put in your mouth. So this is a breakthrough technology, and it feels like CBD was 10 years ago. It's just something yummy you can put in a gummy or you can drink it or rub it on your skin. And people were like, oh, it's marijuana. That's illegal. And tisk tisk. And, finally they figure out, oh, it's hemp and it heals and it's not illegal. But it took a long time to get there. And now
Right.
CBD is common. ESS60 will hopefully be common as we move into the awakening and the new paradigms of conscious healing. We are in such
Right.
medical Armageddon right now that we can only go up from here. In my opinion, that's all I've got. But when we look at solutions that we can easily do and avoid so many doctor visits, veterinarian visits, my God, I mean, if vets sold ESS60 for dogs and cats, which we have, the dog
Oh,
has
yeah.
bacon essence and the cat has a salmon essence, and the pets absolutely love it. Their owners are saying in the testimonials, I had to carry him down the stairs to go to the bathroom, and now he bounds, Bounds, up and down the stairs. So a lot of people will buy the cat formula or the dog formula, or preferably they'll get one for themselves too. And that's called the dog lover set or the cat lover set. And that's got a bottle for each of you. So when you buy any pairs of things or groups of things, you'll save 15% off every item. Go down the page a teeny bit. Let's see if there's the sets.
Let me see. Let me just go here a second.
And then we have sampler sets where you can buy.
Well, here there's sign up for C60
no, that's
Evo
the bottom.
newsletters. This is what they have for on this page, which is the shop page.
Well, if
This
you
is-
go to the shop all pets, it'll
Oh yeah,
show you the pet
let me just see.
collections.
Oh yeah, shop C60 for Evo for pets. Let me see if we, it would take a while on my
Not to worry, but
too rapid.
so I just want to mention discounts, for people that enjoy saving money. When you buy items that are more than one item at a time, everything's 15% off. If you buy a sampler set that's one of each flavor, you get 15% off each bottle. And
Right.
everything arrives like it's gift wrapped. It's so pretty. So if you buy gifts, we ship directly to someone. It comes in gorgeous colored tissue paper in nice hard boxes so nothing gets
Yeah.
damaged.
Here are some of the multiple sets for pets.
Right?
Yeah, so that's from that other page.
And if you buy anything and you sign up for a monthly subscription, you'll save 20% off every month.
And they have it for dogs as well.
Yep. And the biggest savings is to the right. If you buy a case, which is 12 items, you will save 25% off, which is a really nice discount. And no matter what you buy, Alfred has a secret code, which he will put at the bottom of the show in a link. But you'll have a link and a code to save another 10% off your first order at checkout, as long as you use his code, which I believe is EV, like Evo,
Yeah.
ALW, Alfred Lamont Weber initials.
Let me ask you, in terms of cats and dogs, do you have any testimonials that you can share here, just off the?
Oh, marvelous testimonials. And please encourage people to go to the website and read the testimonials there. What I'm finding is old dogs are coming back to life. Mangy cats are getting beautiful fur. Most of the pets are saying a lot more energy. Like animals that are lethargic are all of a sudden playful again. And ultimately, they're going to live longer, sleep deeper if they're a typical pet having a typical reaction as per the testimonials we've received. Now, we're not claiming it's going to happen. We're just saying that's what we're hearing from people. But a lot of lame, older pets are having incredible recoveries.
Oh, amazing.
Chris, what do you know about pet testimonials?
So one of my favorite testimonials that includes a pet is actually kind of a human testimonial that starts with pets, and we can just include the pet part. One of our bigger distributors here in the Houston area, her name is Gwen. She actually originally purchased the product for her dog. So she's got a Pekingese. And when she noticed the profound difference in her dog, she decided to start taking the product herself. Right. So again, what I love about these, and it's just very true. When you have a pet testimonial, there is no placebo effect, right? Ironically, they're not smart enough to trick themselves into stuff working. They're just simple dogs, and if they feel good, they act good, they act healthy, and if they feel bad, they act unhealthy. So yeah, there's a lot of powerful pet testimonials out there.
Excellent. Very, very good. Well, I see that we're almost at the 40-minute mark, and it's always a good time, I think, for people, bringing them into the information. So, are there any kind of summing up thoughts that you'd like to have on this panel?
Well, I would like to say that for peace of mind, I haven't found anything better. And with what we are going through as a planetary species right now in most towns and cities, if you've got your eyes open, it's pretty stressful out there for a lot of people. If you listen to the shows, they're saying an awful lot of things that could worry a lot of people, but somehow the Evo keeps me sweetly balanced. And I feel like I am so calm compared to the people around me. And I think it's because I take the Evo, and everyone I share it with, like you said, Alfred, you can see the improvement in people around you that you give it to, that you share it with. It's like it brings peace when you're not out of your mind. And at a time like this, a lot of people are losing their minds, losing their jobs, losing their whatever. And what we want to do is bring everything together and keep ourselves centered and grounded and focused. And to me, that's a futurist solution, is C60 Evo olive oil, to keep our minds strong and bright, because that's, in my opinion, what's going to get us through more than anything. And for people like Bobby Kennedy Jr., I sent him 3 bottles of all the flavors of oil. I'm waiting to hear him all of a sudden get on a microphone and speak clearly. Wouldn't it be amazing if the Evo, right? And
Yeah.
but he travels too much, so I just had a friend hand him the capsules. And the capsules are for people that travel. You can put them in your briefcase, in your car. There's a month's worth. Or you can take a teaspoon of the oil. But all 3 of the oils are delicious on a spoon. You want to take it before noon, preferably with food and water. And I will be amazed if you don't find yourself more energized, with healthier skin, a little more glow, a little more kick to your walk. And we hope everyone feels great when they take it.
Excellent, excellent. Chris, would you like to leave us with some scientific wisdom, or?
Well, yeah, I think it's important. We've shared anecdotes, and we did our FDA disclaimer. Again, the FDA has not evaluated our products. They're not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease. I think that's the right approach to have when you're talking about something that is so cutting edge. We can no longer say it's so novel that tens of thousands of people have not tried it. Tens of thousands of people have actually tried it. And so it's kind of outside of the realm of novelty in that regard, and still very cutting edge. Most people have not heard of this, and it's an opportunity to try something at the cutting edge, and really, in order to stay safe in this kind of fullerene marketplace, you want to look for ESS60, and that's just been processed for safer human consumption, and also the molecule that's associated with the single longest longevity experimental result in history. Can't make any claims about that, but it's a pretty phenomenal result, and coincides with all the testimonials that we get regularly.
I can make a claim about that. It was our ESS60 that was used in that test that delivered 90% life extension on the lab animals. Our claim is that came from our lab and no other lab. And I am super proud of my partners for creating the product, getting it there to that test, and now working with, people that have been known to be the leaders of the discovery of this incredible molecule and its benefits. So yay, long live Evo.
Truly, long live Evo.
Yep. Making better people.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Patty, for all the work that you're doing on behalf of science, on behalf of humanity, and on behalf of our well-being. So thank you.
Thank you, Alfred, for having us.
Thank you.
Oh, great, great. And please stay with us, and thank you for the listeners, and please support and join us in our C60 Evo ESS60 journey. Thank you very much.